Hey, good to have you here. We are talking about HTML, hypertext markup language, and we are talking about block elements here. So if you'd like to work along a little bit, this is one that's really important that you do type along with it, because a lot of this practice. But if you'd like to type along with me and work through this, definitely like that is what we're doing here. So we're going to start we're going to start our HTML writing by working with block elements. These are HTML elements that when displayed start on a new line of their own, in effect making a block on the page. Yeah, absolutely. So it'll come up like this. This is a block. Boom, because it takes up one line. Boom. So this would be an HTML block. This is a P tag. And that's what we're talking about. So this would be considered a type of block. They're all different types. So to start off, we're going to fork this blank sandbox. So let's do it. Get in there, make sure that you're logged in. Boom, we're going to check our, make sure that we're keeping all of our files in proper order and all that stuff. So here I can tell I'm logged in. Boom. Get rid of that for the moment. We have a new guy and we're supposed to fork it. And what would they like us to name that? My first web page. Yeah. And in my first web page, once the index.html is open in your text editor of my first web page, type the following code. No more copy and pasting. So code how you need to. We can go, let me see if I can manifest this. I'm going to go like that to get rid of that. Now I can kind of just code right next to it and bring it like this. Excellente. Coding with me. Ooh, and you know what? You can create even more space right there if you'd like. Yeah, that didn't do what I wanted to, but I think this will work. Excellent. Boom. All right, so P tag. This is my first, what the heck? This is my first web page, exclamation point, and then our closing P tag. Excellent. P isn't nice. What goes right there? Yeah, whoops. Oh geez, sorry about all that. And see how it does that autofill? If you see it autofill the right thing, you can press tab and it'll like keep it there. All right, so sweet. Boom. Isn't it nice? Press save. There it is. And if I wanted to look at it, I could say, hey, I want to look at you. Here. There it is. Hey. And if I want to look at it in its own browser page, again, remember you can hit this little open in a new window and notice, yeah, we are designing websites here, web pages, and so this is what's coming up here currently. Excellent. Once you save the file, click the button on the right to open your website in its new window. Hey, that's what you just did. The instructions for formatting around the text are called tags. The P tag is called a P tag. All right. It means that everything that follows is a paragraph until, what is this? Arrow / P greater than sign. There you go. Is reached. The closing P tag is called a closing P tag or end tag and indicates the paragraph is at its end. Right, you mean the beginning and the ending. The paragraph is a block element that, because it is written on its own line and creates a block of content on the page displayed. Very good. One thing to note before we move on to multiple lines of text, we will sometimes see P tags intended like this. Very good, and you don't have to copy this, but notice, boom. Oh, and it's coming out wrong. Actually, I'm not gonna, so it shouldn't look like this, but sometimes P tag, even though, right, this is a block element, didn't I copy that? Ignore that. So, boom, cut to right here. this is what the p tag should look like. I don't know, in Evernote it lost this indentation. Notice all these are indented, and the p tag still is a block tag, but a block element. It's just when it's super long, it's easier to read like this. Boom. So there it is. Both ways are fine. Ultimately, we want our code to be as readable as possible. Yeah, both for ourselves and for other people. Now, if we open the file in the web browser, 2 paragraphs of text we just wrote, boom, here we go. And they want us to add this code, so let's do it. What? We're talking p tag. This is, oh, wait a second. Right, so they want stuff on top of it. Very good. So we're getting an h1 tag that says my first web page. H1, boom. And then, of course, we need an h2. Why did they close that? Weird. Written with the guidance of Epicodus. Again, a shout out to Epicodus, because booyah, they were the ones that really supplied the online curriculum for this, which I then modified for high school. But they have opened an awesome curriculum. They're the school that I went into. Who am I? But master's degree over here. I went to Epicodus. I matriculated at the wonderful bootcamp Epicodus, and boom, they provide free online curriculum. Love them for that. Let's give them a shout out right here. Page 2. All right, so when we save that, let's look at this page, and we got to refresh it. I press Command R. You can press this guy. Booyah, my first web page that came up bigger because we got an H1 here, H2 there. Love it. Here we've added main header H1 and a subheader H2. You can actually add up to 6 different levels of headers using H1 through H6. Like the paragraph tags, we have a opening tag that indicates where the header begins at H1, and a closing tag with the indicated where indicates where that block ends. Very good. Yeah, closing tags always match the header. So this couldn't be like an opening of H1. So I couldn't do, right, so you couldn't do opening of P and then close that with an H1. That would not make any sense, and in fact, probably would not then come up on the page. It would probably, what's going on? Did I say that? That's a weird, I would not, this is not good practice. I don't know why it didn't mess up there, but it should be messing up, and don't make sure your beginnings and ends match. Yeah, right. HTML ignores empty space and blank lines, which is called white space. Yes, that's why an extra line we might add between our headers and paragraphs doesn't do anything when it's displayed. We could take it out or make it 3 spaces, and it would look exactly the same in the browser. This is what it means. All right, so like between the H1 and H2 tag, let's look at what that looks like. Boom, right here, H1 between this and this, it looks like we got a little bit of space. If I like press enter a whole bunch and put a whole bunch of lines here and saved it, that doesn't actually, and it'll like give me one line to be nice to me, but when I look at this, it actually doesn't change at all. These spaces don't do anything. If I wanted a line, you can actually do line break with a BR here. That doesn't need a closer, and then that would that would give us a little space there. But you have to give code to like get a space or something. Just by like adding more spaces, that ain't gonna do nothing. That's called white space, and that's useless. Same with like the spaces at the beginning of the word, question mark. Yeah, see. And it even, my editor automatically auto-corrected that. If I tried to add a whole bunch of spaces to give some space at the beginning of that header, save it, boom, it auto-formatted it, so it won't even like let me do that. If you want space there, we'll get get into that. Don't worry about that. But that's all called white space. We don't need that. Doesn't really do anything. You can add spaces here and there to like separate content to make it more readable. If you have like a table that's about to begin or something, you're like, it's kind of separate from the other stuff. And you could even add and comment it out and be like, my table's beginning here. The table is beginning, and then you just wanted to add a little space for readability, and then you started something like an unordered list, and whatever and so on. And then you could do that in order to take a space here and there in order to make your code a little bit more readable. Yeah. All right. So they want us to keep going here. They want to get a lot of business. I hope you're enjoying things too far, and so far I'm not babbling too much. I think you can always play this in like double speed or whatever. I do a lot of my tutorials like that, or 1.5 speed. Here we go. So actually, geez, hey, what do you know? They did add some stuff. Paragraph here. All right. Here are some things I'm going to learn about coding. There we go. I always like typing along with the person who's teaching the tutorial too, because like I try and like see if I can like improve my typing speed by typing with them. See what you could do. How's your typing speed? We are going to start an unordered list, and we'll start with the first list item, HTML. Very good. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to do that. CSS. JavaScript. How's he doing that? Shift option down. Shift option down. We'll copy a line and paste it right below. Same thing works for lot. Exclamation point. And then there we go. End of the unordered list. So we got to close that. Very good. All right, so looking pretty solid here, I would say. Let's see if I save it now and go to look at that here. And of course, I got to refresh. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, this is excellent. It's looking very good so far. And if it doesn't show up or you're having issues with yours, you got to be meticulous when you're doing a lot of programming, because the computer doesn't really know what you're saying or whatever. So you actually have to type. If you slip the P and you meant for it to be a P and you slip in a Q, like it doesn't know what you're saying, so it will read the Q. So you have to be really careful about being very accurate about what you type in terms of programming. Because computers are literal. Let's see here. Making it through. We're talking about unordered lists. Yes, have list items. Excellent. Opposed to ordered lists, which we could, just to see what those look like. Let's change our unordered list to ordered list. Oil. Ordered list. Save it. Go over here. Refresh. And it's a numbered list. Yep. Cool beans. What else we talking about? Yeah, we got indentations there. Wonderful. Yes, noting the nesting here, because the list items are located inside of the ordered or unordered list, whatever you're at right here. They are children of their parent, the ordered list, and so are indented. Yep. And right, let's add our header in the technical things that we very much want in here for accurate delivery to all browsers and people who are trying to look at our website or application. So first we want this, the document declaration type. C. Whoa. Wow, it has a full, like, oh, all right, so this has an autofill thing in it that's, like, pretty extensive. That was kind of cool. This is all we need now. We could take a look at that later. Maybe HTML language is... whoopsie, English. And the HTML will get a closing tag at the very end, because this is all the HTML. And then inside of the HTML, remember we have a head. Yup. That's going to have some stuff in it, and we'll close the head. And then we're going to have the body. Yup, which is all of this stuff. Whoa! B-O-D-Y. And then what I didn't do, they just put in the title here. Yeah. And the title here, they call web page number 1, and we close this. And whoopsie, that was supposed to be closed. There we go. And noticing what the heck does this do? Make sure it's saved. We go to our thing, boom. That's going to be the name of your tab up here. That's the little like word to go up there. So if I went like my web page, number 2, number 1, boom, went over here, refreshed it, and there it is. Okay, that's the title. Within the header, a lot of the times you're going to have more stuff up there. That's all we're putting up there right now. And then we've got the body, which contains all this stuff. Now, because all of this is inside of the body, that should be indented one. I can highlight the whole thing and press tab. That'll do it. I could also, of course, do the shift option F. Wait, did I? Ooh, this needs to be closer. Haha. Props to you if you saw that. All right. Save it, and yeah, there you go. It even auto racks it when you save it in this program. Isn't that nice of it? And this, the body and head don't have to be indented, but it looks like that's the default here, and that's absolutely fine and great. And looks perfect. We save it. We go over here. Refresh. Yeah, all that additional stuff doesn't really affect what we should be seeing, so that there's no changes. Exactly right. Let's see if there's anything else we need to go over. Boom. Good with all that. Make sure things were good. And so great. Let's check. We were on our way to talk about the dashboard. Let's get up there into the dashboard. It was called My First Web Page. Let's just double click it to make sure that that is it. Oh yeah, yes it is. Great. So let's go look at that. My first web page. And looking in all my sandboxes. Oh yeah, there's my unit 1. I have I did one for demo that I shouldn't have to, but I can drag yours into your unit 1. I'm going to right click and get my second one, just for confusion's sake. All right, guys and gals and everyone else, thank you so much for being here with me. We covered HTML block elements. Again, those are just things that take up a full line of your code. List items, unorganized lists, organized lists, paragraphs, all the H's, all the headers, all the greats. White space doesn't matter. You did great. Happy coding.